Click on auxiliary in, USB, Bluetooth connected.
Effective 8:30 this morning. Actually work every single week.
Jamar Sanford, step away from the vehicle and keep both hands where I can see. Jamar Sanford, step away from the vehicle and keep both hands where I can see him. Oh, stop standing here.
This operation has been in the works for months. Jamario Sanford, a sworn Greenwood police officer, walked right into it and brought other officers with him.
This is about the escort arrangement from night and the narcotics shipment you agreed to move through. No, I didn't agree to move narcotics. I don't know what you think you heard.
That answer would not come from him. It would come from a federal grand jury sitting in Greenville, Mississippi, and from the recordings of every conversation he had spent the last 6 months believing were private. $12,800 in bribe money, 3 Delta counties, 25 kilograms of cocaine that never actually existed, and a list of fellow officers he had personally recruited into what he believed was a cartel payroll. Within 18 months, Officer Jamario Sanford would be a federal inmate, and the takedown that brought him down would gut law enforcement across the Mississippi Delta. Pay attention to the dollar amount in this case. $12,800. Now think about how many years in federal prison that buys, and how many fellow officers got pulled in alongside him. Drop your guess in the comments before we get to the sentence. Subscribe if you haven't yet. We break down how these schemes actually work every single week. Jamario Sanford was born in Greenville, Mississippi, in the spring of 1987, Washington County. His father drove a long-haul truck hauling cotton and soybeans out of the Delta to ports in Memphis and New Orleans. His mother worked the front office at a catfish processing plant in Indianola, 28 miles east. 2 older sisters. The house was a single-story shotgun on the north side of Greenville, 2 blocks off Highway 82. His uncle was a Greenville police officer, 23 years on the force when Jamario was a boy. The uniform was familiar to him before he could read. When his uncle came to Sunday dinner, he came in uniform, off shift, duty belt still buckled. The badge sat on the kitchen table next to the iced tea pitcher. He had
Jamar Sanford, step away from the vehicle and keep both hands where I can see him. Oh, stop standing here.
This operation had been in the works for months. Jamario Sanford, a sworn Greenwood police officer, walked right into it, brought other officers with him.
This is about the escort arrangement from night and the narcotics shipment you agreed to move through. No, I didn't agree to move narcotics. I don't know what you think you heard.
That answer would not come from him. It would come from a federal grand jury sitting in Greenville, Mississippi, and from the recordings of every conversation he had spent the last 6 months believing were private. $12,800 in bribe money, 3 Delta counties, 25 kilograms of cocaine that never actually existed, and a list of fellow officers he had personally recruited into what he believed was a cartel payroll. Within 18 months, Officer Jamario Sanford would be a federal inmate, and the takedown that brought him down would gut law enforcement across the Mississippi Delta. Pay attention to the dollar amount in this case. $12,800. Now think about how many years in federal prison that buys, and how many fellow officers got pulled in alongside him. Drop your guess in the comments before we get to the sentence. Subscribe if you haven't yet. We break down how these schemes actually work every single week. Jamario Sanford was born in Greenville, Mississippi, in the spring of 1987, Washington County. His father drove a long-haul truck hauling cotton and soybeans out of the Delta to ports in Memphis and New Orleans. His mother worked the front office at a catfish processing plant in Indianola, 28 miles east. 2 older sisters. The house was a single-story shotgun on the north side of Greenville, 2 blocks off Highway 82. His uncle was a Greenville police officer, 23 years on the force when Jamario was a boy. The uniform was familiar to him before he could read. When his uncle came to Sunday dinner, he came in uniform, off shift, duty belt still buckled. The badge sat on the kitchen table next to the iced tea pitcher. He attended T.L. Weston Middle School and then Greenville High. He played safety on the football team. His coaches said he had instincts. He read offenses before they unfolded. He was an average student in the classroom. He worked summers at the Sonic on Highway 82, $5.50 an hour, and put most of the money into a savings account his mother had opened for him when he was 9. He graduated in 2005. He enrolled at Mississippi Delta Community College in Moorhead as a criminal justice major, but dropped out after 2 semesters when his mother was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. He came home. He took a job at the Leaflore County Sheriff's Office Detention Center as a corrections officer, $24,300 a year, working the overnight shift. He saved every paycheck. His mother recovered. He waited 2 years and applied to the Mississippi Law Enforcement Officers Training Academy in Pearl. Accepted. 12 weeks of residential training, defensive tactics, firearms qualification, traffic stops, constitutional law, report writing, vehicle pursuit. He graduated in the middle of his class. The evaluators wrote that he was physically capable, calm under verbal pressure, and a
Tomorrow's
You already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your shoes and super violate that like button. It don't cost you nothing to hit that like button. Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
I wanted to be a drug dealer. We got caught. You smell me? I had little niggas that gonna take charge for me. And I have said several times on this camera, and the look I have said several times on the camera, and it's on the dash camera, like the real police dash camera, that he said that the weed was his. And damn right, I told the police that it was his too in the property. I had every right to do that. We knew on every flight, if this flight lands, if Christian Hart gonna take the charge, if he can't take it, his brother J-Rock gonna take the charge. 100%. So it ain't like I've been denying, like, oh, Rollo did I did a profile. I told him, folks, that it was Christian Hart weed. The same thing that he said on the when the police stopped. So niggas can say Rollo snitched all they want. Now I said over and over. Yeah, I told the police that it was Christian Hart weed. And I said it on that phone call. This man is so like, you can't compare this or make this okay. Rollo just like this nigga or that nigga. This was already understood. Matter of fact, while I was in jail, if I'm in the cell with a nigga and the police coming in, he gonna say this is his cell phone. And guess what I'm gonna tell the police? It's his cell phone. And I'm gonna spend some money and I'm gonna make sure he's straight. But this is the game and this is why I want. And however, Duke Wild ain't have it. So I had to be his scapegoat. You know?
Now, when you listen to how Rollo breaks it down, right? And he says that it's a mutual agreement between the niggas that's around him. Everything he does, he has a fall guy.
Welcome back to Dynasty Mode. I'm Reese Davis, and it's time to kick off your EA Sports college football coaching journey. Before you get started, now it's time to choose your team. Each school has a unique set of athletic director expectations, which are goals that you'll need to accomplish as a coach. The school's demeanor will impact how they respond if you miss certain expectations.
That's a little bit different.
Schools will give you a longer leash, while some schools will be demanding from day
even though
one.
the sound of
These factors
taking
all
a pop
feed into your dynasty blueprint
and
by
sitting down
influencing
and
your dynasty point
you know
budget.
you have the right to
bigger
remain
budget
silent.
means you can hire more staff,
Anything
upgrade
that you
your
say
school's
can and will be
facilities,
used
and
against
invest
you
more
in a court of
NIL
law.
on your
I know.
roster.
I totally know and I get it. But when you agree is somebody saying they're willing to take the weight, and you say their name because this is part of your agreement and your strategy, it's a little bit different. No, you can't call a nigga a rat for that. Absolutely not. That's just like, I'll give you an example. When Hassan Campbell went to trial for murder, I didn't go to trial first. Eric Bennett went to trial on the murder case that we both had. And before we went to trial, while we was going back and forth to court, his lawyer and my lawyer decided that it would be best to separate the cases. So when Eric Bennett, my co-defendant, my client, my brother, when he went to jail, or rather when he went to trial, he was able to get on the stand and say, he didn't kill the guy, he said Hassan Campbell killed him. That's how he beat the trial. They had more evidence pointing towards him than me because the witnesses lied. Why? Because the police lied. Because I had more cases than him. And because he wouldn't tell in the beginning, they decided to charge him with murder and charge me with accessory to murder, which is the same goddamn thing when it comes to getting time. For those of y'all that don't know. So when you out there committing a crime, right? I want y'all to understand this. Whichever one of y'all is the shooter, and the other one that's you running with him, you might not even have a gun. You were standing right there with him, you ran with him. It carries the same crime, the same time. They're gonna put your lights out. You're not getting a year in jail. Because a lot of y'all don't even have an understanding of what y'all really doing when y'all running around in the streets. Y'all don't realize that when you get in there for that 125.25, you're not gonna come home. If you do come home, it's 25 to 30 years. You can get lucky once in a blue and get a manslaughter charge. Once in a blue, you'll get a manslaughter charge. They might even do like they did in my case when Eric Bennett beat the trial. They broke down my case to manslaughter, then broke it down to assault in the first because they wanted me to cop out so they could have a conviction. And being that I already had 3 years on Rikers Island, I copped out. Eric Bennett testified that Hassan Campbell pulled the trigger. But that was strategically being done. Can you call Eric Bennett a rat because he said Hassan Campbell pulled the trigger? No, you can't call him a rat because that was strategically done between our lawyers. And we both end up coming home. Now in this situation, and I tell the story for y'all to understand how it works. I don't consider Eric to be a rat. Now Rollo had a nigga that he said, yeah, he did it, him did it. And the dude that he said, yeah, I did it. The only thing confuses me about that is that it didn't make any sense because now both of y'all did the time. What doesn't make any sense to me is that both of y'all ended up doing the time. So the nigga that was supposed to be the fall guy went to jail, and Rollo went to jail. Now that part right there doesn't make any sense to me. It's just sheer stupidity. Niggas moving too fast without talking to a lawyer. Because there's no way that you snitch and do all that time that Rollo did. It just doesn't even mathematically make any sense. But outside of that, as long as Rollo's crony is willing to say that he was going to take the weight and it was okay for Rollo to tell, you can't call him a snitch. Yes, it looks funny. Yes, it feels funny. Yes, it's manipulative. But it's part of the game. Most people in the game that make it to a certain level keep niggas up under them to be their fall guy. It just is what it is. And then the fall guy, when he goes to jail, and he's watching the other people live their life and enjoy their life, they're not always happy. But in life, you gotta play your position. If that's your position, that's the position that you play for somebody that's winning and he's feeding your family at the time. If he's putting food on the table for your family,
it's the Tennessee Volunteers and the Florida Gators. Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with you. Let's check in with our sign on Holly Road.
Guys, checking in with Coach Heupel before the game. This conference matchup between two teams that do not like each other very much is a great way to get things started here in the conference. I'll keep you posted on the energy and atmosphere at the half. Guys?
Thanks, Holly. Looking forward to see how this one goes. The Gators ready to put toe to leather, and here we go. Here's the return from inside his 10. Discards him with the stiff arm. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate
We
under
back
these
with another
conditions.
video. Y'all already know what's going on. So check this out, right?
Creates a little room.
India
Space, and
Reed
he's got forward to the
and
35.
whole young
The
Miami
Volunteers in the
situation,
hurry
right?
up.
So
And after
maybe
that
it
run,
was
getting right
slightly
back up to
going
the
on
line of
the
scrimmage to go
forcing
hurry up. Defense has
that
to be ready.
India Reed was hating on young
Might as well
Miami
stick
because
with
of
him.
the song
Got
Spin
enough for the
That.
first.
That's been
All
like
down,
damn
but
near
he has
the
enough to move the
song
chains.
of the summer, if you want to call
Tennessee
it that,
loves
right?
relying on
I
the
think I
big
even
physical
mentioned it in
backs like a
yesterday's
Jamal
video
Lewis,
because
and
he
this
was
guy fits
talking
the
about
mold.
all that,
Guys you just
tricky
didn't want to
stuff
tackle. I mean, guys
in
that run angry all
Miami,
the time.
and
It's
the
just,
song
it's
is
a
essentially,
mindset. When Tennessee has that mindset, the
it's right
fans go
along those
crazy,
same
and their
lines as
teams
far
are
as
usually
what
their
it
best
promotes.
squads.
Now, most
Defense
people
right
can
there
see
to
it
stop him in his
for what
tracks,
it
and they
is.
get nothing on that
Obviously,
play.
Defense is
India
about
Reed
firing
is
off,
one of those
hitting the
type of
offensive
women,
guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing
you
where
know,
they're supposed to be.
just
You can
based
tell
off
the
of who
defense,
she is in
everyone
her
was
career.
right where they're
You know,
supposed
she's
to
not
be.
going to celebrate
Nowhere to run.
anything like this. You know what I'm saying? Her music, her style
They've
has
got him
always been
looking
about
run. Now they're
empowerment.
going to
So
throw it. Complete in the middle.
I can expect
Really
what she
putting
said,
together
right?
a
She
threat now.
also,
They get
I'm
the
going to show y'all
first
some
inside the
clips. She also
37.
talked about Clive Davis a bit and her time in the industry
The Vols are
and,
rolling down
you
the
know,
field.
a couple things or a couple people that tried to sabotage
Quarterback
her
making adjustments.
career as well, right? But the
Looking
entire
to throw
gist
on
of the
first down.
conversation and the video was mostly about
Finds his
the
man.
song
It's
and
Jackson.
what this promotes
All
as
the way
far
down
as,
to
you
the
know, music
25-yard
having
line. They move the sticks.
energy,
It's first down.
music doing the
And
things
as
that
soon
it's
as the
basically
receiver
doing
caught
to
the
a
ball,
lot
you
of
saw the quarterback start
people today.
communicating to his teammates
You
what the
know,
next
young
play was
women,
going to be.
young
Turning it
men,
on.
what it
Got some
promotes.
room, headed to the
That's
goal
just what the
line.
industry is at the end of the
Gets
day.
it
We're going to
all
run
the
through
way
some of
down
these
to the
clips,
2-yard line. He was
and we're
fighting
going to
for
talk
that
about it,
end
y'all.
zone.
Check this out.
Oh boy. Hello, hello. Hey, hello, hello.
They'll run it.
That's
It's
the
Bishop.
anthem Bumpy version, by
He's
the way.
got it down to the 1-yard line,
Hello,
right on
hello.
the
Hey,
doorstep of
hello.
Peter.
Hello,
First
hello.
down and goal, I bet you the percentages are really
Okay.
high for run, and this defense was ready for it. They got to
My
match the
third album,
physicality right here,
Testimony,
right now in
Volume
this
1,
situation.
Life and Relationship, turned 20 years
Now
old on
second
Friday,
and goal, and
the
right in
27th.
the teeth of this
It
noise.
snuck up on me. Somebody had to tell me.
Barrels ahead. And there
And
was
so that's why I'm
nowhere to
making a
go,
video
just
right
stopped
now
in his
instead of
tracks in the
writing about this on my
backfield.
Substack, which if you know me,
And we're
you know
seeing a bit of
I
the
like
bend
writing on my
don't break
Substack.
attitude by the defense now. Obviously,
And
they've given up some
yeah,
plays
you
to
see
allow
that
the
goal back
offense to
there.
get
Okay.
down in the situation. But with their
And
backs
I've been in the
against the
blogs a
wall,
couple
this is the
times these
best
last
we've
week,
seen
and
this
so
defense play. They're
I wanted
having
to come
none of
and
this
talk
running
about these
game
things. Let's talk
down
about
the
the
road.
easy one first. It is being wrongly reported that I think we should boycott this
Let's
song
see
of the
what the
summer.
offense dials up
I'm not
on
going to tell you what
third
it
and
is
goal.
because I refuse to sing that song, but either you know what it is or you don't. If you don't, you can find
Trying
it.
to
It's very
punch it
easy.
in. And he surges
I think we
across
should
the
boycott.
line.
What I
Touchdown,
want
Vols.
is to see people understand the power
No
of
bones
words and
about it
music
on that third
and
down
to
and
make
goal. You knew
choices that are healthy
exactly
for them.
what they're
That's what
doing.
I
We're not
want.
kicking field goals.
Do
We're
I
here for
think it matters
touchdowns.
what
And
I
it is
want
a
for people?
physical run.
No.
He lowers his shoulder
I
right
finally
between
learned
the
that it doesn't
tackles.
matter.
Gonna
That
get in the
there's
end
no
zone. Way to start
amount
this football game for
of
this offense.
And the extra point
sacrificing
makes it
my
7-0.
life force energy
A
that is going to make
69-yard
anybody want
touchdown
anything
drive
better for themselves.
and close the
All
deal
I
with a
can do is
3-yard
emanate what I
touchdown run.
emanate, stand for what I stand for, and hope that it reaches who it's meant to reach. And that's it. And that's all I'm going to do. And so my
He'll bring
comment
it
makes it very
back from
clear that I
inside
think
the
we should
15.
boycott. My
Tackled
comment
and
is
brought
tantamount
down
to
at the
everybody doesn't want the same
23-yard
thing.
line, so not
And there are a
a
lot of
whole
people who are
lot
saying
of
it's
room
just
on
a
that
song. Well, if that's what you think, enjoy. But what I know is that music has power. But of course, I have used that power to help some people, and I have traveled around this world twice, and I see the impact of what we export out of the Black American experience to the rest of the world. Longer story for another time. but I've seen it, so I know. And I'm telling you what it is, but you enjoy if that's what you want to do. And I will enjoy doing what I want to do. And that's why I don't think anybody needs to vote, but I think you just need to make choices for themselves. That's what I think.
And he's got enough for the first
You're
down.
right.
It'll be at the
It definitely has power.
Not wasting any
And
time.
she
Just watch the
mentioned
opponent go
the
down on their
fact
first drive
that,
and score a touchdown.
you
So
know,
right
Black
away,
Hockey
you're
was
aggressive.
you know,
You're throwing the
how
football on your
when
first
you
play of the
export
game, and
music
you're getting a
to
nice
the rest of the
completion.
world,
Really
how
nice
it
job.
looks to other people,
And those
you know,
body
like
blows really,
Americans,
really matter.
the
Like, I want to
industry,
be able to hand the ball off to my running back
black
10,
culture,
15
black
times a
music,
game.
this
Make
type
the
of stuff
defense
is really
tackle them, wear them
centered
out.
here. You
Sometimes
know,
these
we
3
don't
to 4
see
yard
it.
runs.
Although most
Later in
people don't
football
think about
games,
it that
they
way,
turn into
you
5
don't
to
see
15
it to the
to
rest of the
20
world.
yard
You
gains
know what I'm
just
saying? We don't
because of a
see
body blow
how
effect.
they view
That
it, how
receiver
they
found
look
the
at
open
it,
space
and
in
caught
the
up in
zone
the same,
coverage, and as a defense,
you know,
honestly, you
lifestyle
just throw your
that
hands
people
up on
here
that
in
because they
America
covered it pretty
live,
well.
or at least the
It
black
was just a
culture.
good play
The
call.
song
Really
started
nice
going viral.
execution.
I mean, so many dances to it, like a dance
They'll
gets
move the wide
made to
receiver.
it. It's playing in every little function, party, club. It's all over the place. And all it is
They'll go
doing
to the
is
counter.
promoting
It'll be a gain of
degeneracy,
6. Sets up
basically.
second
I
and
mean,
4.
just like any other song.
It's
You
plays
got
like that
Sexy
that
Red,
will help
you
this
know.
offense
I
stay in
mean,
rhythm all
the
game
men
long. If you
songs
can
as
have
well.
that kind of success
It
on
just
first down
has to
running
be
the
about
football, it
what
just
the
opens
women
up
are
your
promoting,
entire
but it's
playbook
just
moving
it's
forward.
what it has to be in the industry these days. A lot of
Wants
women
to
they
fire
can't
on
they can't
second down.
have that type of growth if
Out of the
those
backfield, he's
songs
open.
aren't
Gets it past the
preaching
marker for
that
a
type of
first down, and
negativity.
that's the way we
You know
will
what I'm
wrap up
saying?
the first quarter.
If you're not willing
We've come to the end of the period,
to
and Tennessee
basically
leads
put your
it.
own
Guys,
people
let's have a
down,
look at
put
the
your own
stats as
people
we
on
played
some
one period.
on
Now to
some
see if
negative
these guys
shit in
can
order
get
to
back
make
in the
money
game
off
as
of
we
them. You
open
know
the
what I'm
second
saying? Like
quarter.
if she
They've
didn't
got a
choose
first down here to
them
open the
specific
period.
words, that hook, it wouldn't have done anything. She'd just be
Off
still
the play
coming
fake.
off that whole shit with Diddy and would have never
It's
had
picked
another
off,
hit
and they
again.
ruined the
You know, but
drive
this
with a turnover.
catapulted her,
Couldn't find
you
much
know, kind of
breathing
like a
room to
little
return
semi
it, but the
comeback
interception
to where
has this
now she
offense
got a
in
major hit on
business
her
at the
hands.
27.
There are a lot of people who are saying it's just a
When
song.
you
Well, if
get
that's what you think,
interceptions
enjoy.
as a
But
safety,
what?
it's anticipation. You can see it. They
This
see
clip
the
goes
route,
into
they
a little
break
bit
on it,
more about
they go
Clive
make big
Davis
hits
and
and big plays. This time, he gets the big INT.
Takes the handoff. It's Bishop. Found that space and picked up 6 out to the 33.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on second and 4. They go right back to it. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
What a great play by the linebacker. You talk about filling a hole. Defensive line does their jobs. He comes in the hole and says, sit down, sir.
The noise is deafening.
Imagine buying a house, but then you realize that your HOA bill has turned into your second mortgage.
So you want to be a
He's
homeowner?
looking to pass.
Yeah. These people are finding out being a homeowner is not all it's cracked up to be. Yeah, their HOA fees 4 years ago was
You've really seen the
$158.
evolutions of tight
Over
ends,
the
man.
last
These
4
guys
years,
are no
it's
longer
jumped to
just big bodies that
$350.
block like the extension of the offensive line. They're more like receivers, and I love when the quarterback gets it out of his hands, and then you just watch. Like, they can make plays, they can run people over, they can now run around people. Like, so nice to have these tight ends.
These two, which have so much cross-pollination and legendary games in their history, first played in 1916 with the Vols blanking the Gators in Florida. Tennessee actually won the first 10 meetings with Florida not getting a W. Maybe some room here.
Come back and hope.
Offense on the move. A big play there gets it to the 30. And the Volunteers want to move quickly.
Your Bigfoot State Park in Lake Toledo, Wisconsin. Local rescue mission ended.
The give to the back. And a good solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
A boat carrying
Got 8 on
6 boats
first
and
down,
4
now
children
looking at a
capsizing
2nd
in
and
the
2.
lake during that
And you're
dangerous
seeing the
storm.
offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
They'll put the brakes on him at the 21, give him a yard. Already in chip shot field goal range at the 21, but this 3rd and short, they're still thinking touchdown. They'll try to bully their way for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the
Walworth
chains.
County, Wisconsin Sheriff's
They'll
Office
take
says
this
police
lead
believe
to the
it's
2-minute
those
timeout and see if
children
they can
in the
tack
water
on a
while
little
7
more before
others
the break.
were rescued.
And it's a good job by this defense, man. They got him in 3rd and short, but, man, they've got to do a better job. If they want to get back in this football game, like, they've got to force some field goals. They've got to force some punts. They've got to force something to go their way, and they've got to be better on 3rd down.
I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
Yeah, just not able to connect that time with his target on the in-breaking route. Got to have a little bit better rhythm. You know these windows are going to be small over the middle of the field. That's why you try to put some extra mustard on it, but I think that time, that's what was
mentioned like off of Brown Street. The fire department had to pull one person from that mangled car. That person and
on
another
second
were
down,
both
he'll
taken
try to
to
make the
hospitals.
connection this
Our
time.
third person in the car
Right on the
was
money.
not.
That
And at
completion will
Chicago's
take it
northwest side,
inside
one of
the
the large
40.
trees
The
was blown down
offense
on
is
this
threatening.
vehicle. It happened near
And here
Machos
comes money
and
down
Drake.
for
There
this
was also
offense.
a
3rd
light
down
pole that fell in the
execution
roof at the
is a
same location.
premium. You work on it all week ad nauseum
And a
for these
Delta flight
moments
from
when you can
Chicago to
execute
Atlanta
when the
was
field starts
diverted
to
earlier
show.
this evening.
Stopped in the
There was no
backfield, and
lightning
this
strike.
defense has
Just
forced
as
him
they
into
were
4th
flying out of
down.
Chicago.
Maybe that stop is a good sign for this defense. Maybe the defense is starting to figure it out. Obviously, offense has been running the football with so much success. Something has to change. That was a good start.
Has impacted some 4th of July celebrations. Taste of Oak Brook has been canceled, and many communities, including Berwyn, Aurora, and Highland Park, have postponed their fireworks displays. We have a live blog on our news app and our website that is being updated with any disruptions as we hear them. And the storm knocking out power for tens of thousands across the area. Take a look at the current situation. Cook County has seen the most outages today. And remember, everybody, you can always track this weekend's storm chances. Just scan that QR code right there on the screen for a link so you can download our free news app.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass.
Ever wish you could just, step off a plane?
Let's see
and
what he
have a
can
really
get done
comfortable
from
ride?
inside his own 15. He'll be brought down at the 22-yard line. Good
Well, that's what we're digging
that
into
one.
today
His
with
return is stopped
F2.
short of the
They're a
25.
premium black car booking platform available pretty much across the U.S.
Right.
So if you're someone who travels for fun, maybe you're tired of the usual airport
They'll
chaos,
snap this one to start the drive from their own
rideshare
22.
lottery, or even just finding parking for an event.
Yeah, those surprise
He
costs.
wastes no time
Absolutely.
and comes out
So we're
throwing.
looking at whether
Caught
Lexi
behind the
actually
line.
offers
It's
a better
Brown.
way.
Got
Our mission
the
today is
completion,
basically to
but
understand
nowhere
what
to
Lexi
go as
does,
that
what makes
defense
it tick,
reacted
and why
quickly.
you might consider it for
Didn't
getting
make it
around.
any easier on
Interesting,
themselves
Lexi
on
seems to
first
zero
down.
in
Now
on
second
those,
and long from the 21.
Poor travel
Back
anxiety,
to
doesn't
throw,
it?
time
That
running
need for
short in the
things
half.
to be reliable.
The safe call on the wide receiver
Especially in
screen.
this one.
Okay,
He's
so
down to the
fundamentally, Lexi
38-yard
Rogers
line, and they
is
can't stop the clock. The Gators are
It
going to
sounds
call
like it's
their
not
first
just
timeout.
transport, but more about the
They'll have 2 left
experience,
to work
comfort,
with before the
professionalism, and
half.
reliability.
It's first and 10
And
from
think
the
about why people
38-yard
take
line.
leisure trips. Often it's to escape the everyday stress. Knowing your ride is handled beforehand, that
Trying
really
play
adds to
action.
the relaxation factor.
Totally agree.
And
And the
this will be
benefits they
incomplete.
highlight
A
really
big
seem to
hit
back this
there
up.
forces second
Landing
down.
and knowing your car is
And
scheduled,
with that
that's
incompletion,
big.
man, this crowd, I don't know
Eliminates
that they
that
are
lead.
really happy
Plus,
about
the
what's
flat
going
rate
on.
pricing.
I mean, they already
That
built
means
a
no
deficit.
guessing,
They
no
don't have a
sudden
lot to
surge
cheer
fees,
about. They
and
got to get
really
some
don't
kind
need
of
that.
rhythm,
Yeah, that fixed
something
cost is
going
so
on this
important for
offense
you
to ignite this fan base.
It lets you budget properly, removes that
Intercepted in
financial
a
worry
first
that
half.
you
Turnover
know,
can
could have
swing
been.
momentum.
That's not
Nice
just the
pickup
crop
on
surgery.
the
You're getting
return, but
professional
more
drivers, people who are
important, they
trained.
got the
That must add a
takeaway, and
feeling
now
of
they're in business.
safety and quality.
Well, that's
It
a
should,
huge
yes.
moment here in the game at
Higher
the end of the
standards.
first half because the
They also
offense is
mentioned
trying to march
24/7
down the
dispatch,
field.
so
They're
it doesn't
trying to
matter
cut
what
into the
time your
opponent's
flight lands
lead.
or
But
your event
with that
ends.
interception and
Booking
with that
seems
return,
straightforward to
the
whoever
defense now, they've put their team in an
And you get
opportunity to
real-time
pad
updates
their
on
lead with more
keeps you in
points
the
here at the
loop
end of the
without you
first
having
half.
to constantly check or roll.
That ease of booking and the
They'll
updates,
get a
it
chance to
seems
work
be
on that
very
hurry-up
easy.
offense here in the final
Moving
minute of the
out
first
of it.
half.
Now let's talk specifically about
The run
airports because,
inside. It's
let's face it,
Bishop.
they can be a real
And he
honor.
does a really
Lexi
nice
apparently
job
does flight
finding
monitoring.
open
So
space
if
and
your
making
flight's
a
late,
good
or
game
even
before the
early,
stop is
the
made.
driver knows and adjusts.
Clock is
That's
stopped.
pretty smart.
Florida
That
has
is
called
smart. It
timeout
takes
at
away
second.
that what if stress. What if I'm
They'll
early?
still
What
have
if
one in their
I'm
pocket for what's
delayed?
left in this first half.
And then curbside pickup.
And
Imagine
the
just
Vols can
walking out,
really
there's your
attack
car.
on this
Start
second and short.
navigating those
Wants to
like,
adjust the pattern.
massive, chaotic terminal pickup signs.
especially after a long flight.
Yeah, a much calmer transition back to ground level, so to speak. That proactive adjustment based on the
It's not just airport stuff. They mention event transportation too. Think weddings, nice dinners, out of state nights, even pre-book these luxury SUVs or black cars.
He's going to look for a
okay, so
man
it
on
covers
third
the
and
special
short.
occasions as well.
It's
Yeah,
complete
and it
on the
means
right
no
side.
worrying about parking.
Now well within striking
or
distance
figuring
as
out how
that
everyone's
third
doing
down
them
play
safely.
gets to
That
the
makes
first
sense.
at
For
the
events,
29.
removing the transport logistics, especially if you need a bigger vehicle like an SUV, adds real
Wants to
value.
throw it
It lets you
again.
just enjoy
Looking
the
to the
event
big
itself.
tight
And
end.
here's an interesting stat. Apparently,
Almost
thousands
intercepted.
of
It'll
riders
fall
book
incomplete. The
Lexus
defense
every
almost came
single
up with a
month.
turnover.
That kind of volume
Yeah, I don't know if the
suggests
quarterback
it's
got
gaining traction,
confused on
right?
first down. He
Becoming
might
a
have thought the
trusted
defense
option
was
for
going to be
people
in
looking
man
for
coverage
something a
that
bit more
time, but they
reliable,
were in
maybe
zone.
a
They
touch of
flew
accessible
10.
luxury.
Just didn't
That
seem
level
like
of
he had his
usage
eyes in the right
definitely
place, was
indicates that
forcing
people
that
are
ball to his
seeing the
intended
value
target. The
in
window way too
clearing
small. The guy
premium
was not
service.
open, so
It's
that didn't
finding
have a
its
chance
market.
to be complete.
So wrapping things up, it looks like
There
Lexi
he
Ride is
goes.
offering a way to travel
Huge game before he goes out
more
of bounds,
upscale
and
and less
now they've
stressful.
got it first
Key
and
things
goal.
are that guaranteed
One
pricing,
more snap
professional
coming
drivers,
before halftime.
and real convenience, particularly for airport trips and special events.
Yeah, the core seems to be predictability, a better quality of service, and just taking away those
The
common
snap
travel
sets up the
frustrations
throw.
and anxieties.
Which
He's
brings
going
us
for
to
the
you,
goal
the
line.
listener. Think about
They've
your
got
next
it down
trip.
to the
or
3-yard
maybe a
line.
big night out
Really
with
well
friends.
done on that throw
Could
and
having a
catch.
premium ride pre-booked
They get
and
the
waiting
timeout call
actually
here,
transform
probably
that
just
experience.
enough time for
The
one more
benefits
snap
being
to put up
less
points before
worry,
the half.
more focus, potentially
Wants to
enhanced
throw. He's
protection.
working against the
Exactly.
clock.
About taking control
The
of
pass
that part
falls
of your
So
incomplete,
thank
and
you
that's
for
how
joining us
we'll
for this
finish
show.
this
We'll
half.
see you next time.
See you next time.
The Volunteers will kick it away to crank up the second half. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21.
Bombshell tonight, a gorgeous young pregnant mom, just 21 years old, chased through the house, then sliced open for her baby. Tonight, the killer's whiny rant from the jailhouse walls. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is my story. Thank you for
I
being
expect
with
them to
us.
come out here, lighten it up here at the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and this defense playing fast, playing physical, forcing things into action, forcing those turnovers. They played really well in this first half.
Right down the gut of the field. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. And the Gators come to the line in the hurry up.
Hey, Boston, number one, what's emergency? Ma'am. Ma'am.
To the air on first down. Unloads to the wideouts. Oh, and he just dropped it so close to his second interception of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
Man, an almost disaster again for this offense. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. The defense got their hands on another one. They are dialed in. They really got a good beat on this passing game.
Where he can send a call out. I say he go to ADX after this.
Jones wants to
They
throw
breaking
it.
him. He's too cocky. He's too arrogant.
And a good job
When
in
you
coverage
listen to
there.
the
They stop it
FBO
after just
song,
a
he
few.
may get out of that.
And this
When you
offense is
listen to the
desperate to
mother
keep this
on the
drive
intro,
alive, trailing
when
by
you look at the
multiple
father
possessions,
involved
and
in
it's
the
getting
crime.
late.
That's what they do to your family.
Good.
So they were getting up against the play clock, and they don't want the penalty. They'll take the timeout here. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. It'll be third
Charles the
and
White that
long.
slid through LA. After
From the gun,
all the
wants to
stuff he was
pass.
saying to you dudes, man. And he
Complete
just
to the
slid
right.
through LA and
Just
picked up
making a play,
$40,000.
getting it to the 23-yard
Start
line. It'll be
flexing
first
on
down.
OG
Reggie Murder,
The
Uncle
offense
Bang.
really struggled in the
They
first
ain't
half
got
of
know
this
that
game, so it
video.
was important
Too
coming out of
thirsty and
halftime
Gucci
to be able
Mane
to
and Big
generate
30
some
just
momentum,
circling.
get some
So
rhythm
it's a lot
offensively.
going on, man.
Right
Hit
now, they
that like
look like
button,
they
man.
have it
And watch
on
this
this
whole
drive.
video too, man.
Great
And let
news
me
to
know
see
your
the
thoughts and
quarterback
feelings
make
down
that
below in
last
the
throw there
comment
to
section.
pick up the first
I'm gonna
down,
catch y'all at the end
leading
of
him
the
to play
video.
great in the
Welcome back to
second half.
Vlad TV.
And this defense, man, they've got to find some answers. They've been less physical than the offense. They've owned the line of scrimmage,
My repeat
running
guest
the
is back.
football, putting a drive together. All right,
Well, there's a lot to talk about, but we have to talk about the video that just dropped today. The Pooh Shiesty, Gucci Mane situation with the guy with the gun, where they're basically forcing him to say that he's no longer signed with any other team.
Could not run the football the way they wanted to in the first half. Second half came out with energy, with passion, got the running game going, and then no surprise, they go down the field, they double up their rushing yards, and they punch it in the end zone.
You give the guys up front a ton of credit, too, because they were missing some assignments, getting pushed around a little bit here in the first half, which is why they weren't able to have success running the football. And they had a little bit of a come-to-Jesus, it seems, at halftime. They've come out now playing a little bit angry.
I can't believe some of that shit pulled out of camera
to get some movement out front. That made all the difference here on this drive, their ability to run.
We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Oh, he's got some space.
I remember, it probably been about 10 years ago. I remember law enforcement coming before the world and said that social media had become the #1 tool for law enforcement for making arrests and solving crime.
Pick up the tempo.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a big
He
play.
goes
This
down
offense
history
creates some momentum. And what do? They keep their foot on the gas, right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
He had the world at his
He's going
fingertips.
to take off.
Knowledge and information.
7-yard
I
pickup
don't know
on
what-
that one is now 2nd and 3.
Well, let me stop saying that.
Defense is all
Because
about
you
creating
and I are
negative plays.
law-abiding
He does a
citizens. So
really
we
good
don't
job
think-
at the quarterback
we
spot.
don't look at
not
time and
taking
say that's
sacks.
not.
Like,
No.
that's a great
So
job. He
I
wants
don't
to
know
throw
what
the
he could
football.
have been thinking
Clock
about in
goes
prison.
off. He
I
takes
don't know
off.
who he
Gets
could have been
positive.
talking to as big homies, as aunts. And I don't know what his dad was thinking to think that you can record this.
Here comes the speed on the jet sweep.
And
Hold down, but they'll move the sticks
it's
as
gonna
he
be
picks up
legally
the first
binding.
down.
Yeah, the fact that there is someone in the shop
Volunteers come to
brandishing
the
a
line
weapon,
with a fresh set
at
of
least have
downs.
that guy out the video. At least don't have that guy on video. Have him
Jet
sit to the
sweep to the
side
receiver.
somewhere. So at least you can say what gun. I don't know, but the fact that the guy with the gun is actually on video and you hear Gucci, yeah, by the door, and Gucci's like, I already said it, yeah, you ought to see. Vlad know exactly what to ask Charleston White, man. Like Vlad and Charleston, I think that's like, their interview is hitting harder than the Say Cheese TV interview, bro. Y'all can get in the comments and debate with me if you think otherwise, but I'm just saying, bro, he know what to ask him for sure. The contract.
And then one guy saying, you're not going nowhere. On false imprisonment, kidnapping.
That's kidnapping.
Yeah.
That's another charge.
Only for you to continue to say, ain't. It's like, even in that video, he's still looking for validation and affirmation from somebody. Ain't got no fuck shit on his name, ain't never done no police shit. But you're recording a crime, your own crime. I've done that once before, Vlad.
Really? Now it's 2nd and long.
Police stuff. That's some police stuff right there. I have not.
You know what? I was sitting in my house one day, arguing with a guy online, and the guy said that he was coming down to the tracks and they didn't come see me. Okay. I'm just playing.
This guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front seven tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
I told myself loud the whole way. Said, yeah, nigga, I'm taking all the excuses away from the field. Yeah, we can back the day, but I'm just holding on line. When I get there, the guy showed up. I'm still alive.
On 4th down, looking for the completion.
I look at the time.
It's incomplete, and the defense makes the stop and gets the football back.
Offensively, in that situation, 4th down, you're throwing for it. Everything has to go right, or someone just needs to be able to make a play to keep the drive alive. They couldn't get it done, and now the offense is
That's
coming
something for y'all to
Grab behind the line, gets
talk
ball.
about, man.
They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there.
And then when did he press charges?
He didn't have to. I I recorded myself. It's a great choice. I recorded myself running.
That's the end of the quarter, and Tennessee has the lead. Now let's take a look at the stats and what has been a nip and tuck affair.
Right.
Here comes
and
the
then
fourth.
came back
Time to see
online, and
who
then we
steps up,
argued for
who
2 more
makes the winning
days
plays
until I went to
to
jail.
take home that W.
Ended up beating it. But I say that to say this.
So
You
the
get caught
final
in the
period
matrix
starts with a second down
when you
play.
live in the matrix. I recorded myself pretending to mace a cat. Stop water on the cat. I recorded myself doing that.
Yeah, you got arrested for that.
Guess what my lawyer told me? Charleston. You gave him the evidence. Man, I ain't mace a cat, but you said you did. But you said it. It's a self-confession.
And I think that's what you want to see from this offense down the stretch. Like, can you physically dominate the game? You've got the lead. Now run the football, eat clock, and continue to feed your dude.
There's a comedian named Damon Darling. He's Damon Darling Official on Instagram.
Here's Jaden one more time.
Telling people that he loves them.
Give him a pickup of 2, now 2nd and 8. The Gators moving quickly to the line.
And nice job being gap sound by this defense. Here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
People out outside of the wall.
Fires to the big fella. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Let's see what they find in the playbook for 3rd and long from the 43.
Yeah, that's what he do. I'm talking about all the time when he's not on stage. Dylan Jones.
Jones to throw.
This time he goes and
intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed. Taking it the other way. They make the tackle after the turnover, but hang on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see if it stands.
I want you to check out.
That is a tough one to take. They had the interception, but it's taken away by the pass interference penalty.
This guy is somebody. Check it out.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Singleton. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
I'm trying to do something funny, irritate you.
Did y'all hear that, family? He said, does it irritate you?
And they'll snap it from the 34 on 1st and 10. Clock is stopped. Florida has called a timeout in 2nd. They've got 1 timeout left now. They'll have to choose wisely as to when to use it. They got 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5.
I'm going to finish blessing these people here, and then I'll leave. Do nice things somewhere else. Yeah. Only hate here. I think so. Only hate here, huh? Meanwhile, no kindness on his watch. Oh man. You love me? Thank you. Tell this guy. Now don't get involved in my beef. Yeah. I'll handle my
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done.
Yeah, I gotta hurry because he's following the feds on me.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. Looking to fire. Throwing right. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
Hey, this offense has been a struggle bus. I mean, just call it like it is, guys. It hasn't been good, especially the passing game. And I'll tell you what, QB's played better games before. And I'm interested to watch. Can he stay positive? Can he finish this game off on a good note?
I gotta go. They called the top.
Jones wants to throw it.
Snagged
out of the air. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Down a possession here in the fourth, and they'll need to convert on this fourth down.
Is that the good Steven or whatever? It's right in the drink.
Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. And they get to him and sack him.
Fuck the game. Oh.
And they'll stop the drive on downs.
Well, that play never had a chance on fourth down. They're trying to catch the defense off guard, throwing for it, but no protection. Quarterback didn't have an opportunity to step up and get rid of that football. Give the defense credit, man. Tremendous aggression there on fourth.
A lot of times you see these defenses, man, they pull the run blitzes. They understand the formations. It might be a run, play the percentages, and then you got to deal with the big defensive tackle inside. So more bodies near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's got to pick him up, but they didn't block the most important guy, the big fella right in the middle.
There's a guy here spreading love and giving people money and making them happy. We'll get out here on the double.
Motion from the wideout. The receiver on the jet sweep.
We need that in America.
And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play.
No, man. That generosity. We need that.
Big third down as the crowd gets behind his defense.
Evil people are at the top. That guy is at the top of the food chain, or near the food. He's in next. So this guy is pretty much
the give to the
over
left.
the store.
And he's got enough for the first down, and then on to put a bow on this one.
This guy who's
and the Vols
bringing
will
joy
hustle
to
from the
people's
line.
lives.
Man, the nicest thing in sports to have is to be able to rely on the run game, to have the lead and be able to run that clock out. Just watch it tick, and the defense can do nothing about it. And that right there gets it done. Leaning on the ground game. And Jesse, I don't know about the clock, but that thing's about to run out.
And that's really the identity of this offense, too. They are going to be physical. They're going to run the ball even when you know it's coming. And in that situation where you just need one first down to end the game, you can go out and execute like that. They're going to feel good after
You
this
can have
one.
a really good supervisor, and you're happy at work, it's great, everything's great. And then next thing you know, your supervisor gets transferred to another department, another location, and next thing you know, they bring in a replacement, and the replacement
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down.
Location,
5 seconds left on the clock as they use a timeout here.
and production was going down. In most cases, production is going down. Morale is going
Play
down.
action.
So they're not making as much money. They're getting too many complaints
Finds his big
from that
tight
person.
end. Breaks a tackle, and he might have
From
room.
people about
He's
that
stopped
person.
and forced
So
out
they
of bounds just
transfer
short
him
of
instead
the
of getting
10-yard
rid of
line.
him.
They'll mark
They
it at the
transfer
11.
him to another
What a
location
show
that's
both of
already
these
popped
teams
up and
put
doing
on
well.
today.
And then they transfer this person to the
Hotly
bad
contested
location.
battle all the way to the
And,
very end.
Yeah, we came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it was going to go down late into the fourth quarter. At the end of the day, the higher-ranked team did. They were really able to lean on those playmakers and that leadership they've got in the locker room.
Yeah, and now I think even more so you're starting to believe in them. They're battle-tested. This team just, they find a way to get things done. That's why they're right where they're at. And I expect this team to stay in contention for the college football playoff because they're proving week in and week out they're a really good squad.
That's going to do it for us here. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College
But not all is not lost there, fam, because I went through this guy's Instagram and he got video after video after video after video of him making people smile, making people's day, giving them money, you know, making people laugh. That's what he do, you know. And I've been wanting to really talk about this guy, but this last video that I just showed y'all, that kind of tipped the scale and made me go ahead on and feature him on the channel because the dude is necessary. I want to check out this video here where he blesses this elderly black couple.
Hey, brother, my Meemaw keeps nagging me about Werther's Originals. And I just don't have enough cash. My child support came out. Unbeknownst to me.
Came in here.
Well, I did Meemaw, but I didn't know that my child support was going to come out early. I don't even got a damn dollar in the account. If she doesn't get them buttery, succulent morsels, she's going to nag me all day. Can you help?
No, I can't.
Why not? Oh, is that your wife? Oh. Yeah. Well, would you be able to help? My Mimo? You probably don't want your husband buying another woman some snacks, but would you mind purchasing her a bag of Werther's Originals? You know, the buttery caramel morsels. They're succulent. In the candy aisle, I think it's aisle 30. If you got some cash, I'll just take the candy.
Yeah. Just get them.
You get them and, meet me up front. Yeah. You give